Hey, Mike Brookfield here. Welcome to another guided practice session. Today we're going to do that classic from 1975, Better Make It Through the Day. I listened to that album, One in Every Crowd, recently, and you know, it's a kind of an album that I haven't really kind of maybe listened to as much as, 24 Nights or something, but I still love it. I still love the vibe on it. It's very chill. He sounds completely stoned, doesn't he, when he's doing this track? And there's something nice about it at this time of year, because I don't know about you, I'm pretty exhausted by the winter, you know what I mean? So, and I feel the Tweety birds of the spring coming through. So it's a great one to be practicing your blues on. So I've got a little vamp here, like I'll just play for 20 seconds, just playing blues. It's C sharp minor, he does the solo. So, talk about that in a minute, but been really more into kind of songs recently. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pick up the acoustic and I'm going to go through the chords. Now, if you go to Patreon, you can get this charts that I've done for it. You go to a band rehearsal, you take these 2 pages with you, or print it off a few times, hand it around, and you'll get through the song straight away. You won't have to explain anything. You can make your own notes. The drummer can make his own notes. The bass player, guitar player can make his own notes, on it. And, you do that with a dozen songs and suddenly you're ready to gig. So I'm just going to play through the chords. So there's a kind of like a rhythmical chord thing where it goes like, to begin with, isn't it? So it's a D major kind of 9. And then it's like an E minor 7 kind of thing. So you can play that a few different ways. I'm going to show you that in a minute. So you've got like this, a D major kind of 9, and E minor 7. But you'll see me, I'll go like this. Or I might go. I kind of like playing it like that. Or you can go. So that's more kind of like an advanced fingering one, if you like, D major 7, but with the 9, and then like an E minor like that, minor 7, or you could do that. Okay, and then the main chords to the song, you can see that it's B minor. Life is what you make it. B minor. F sharp minor. You do that 3 times. On the third one, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. You can hear there's like a 13, 9, 13 kind of chord in the background. Now you can just play an A if you want. You can do that, but if you do an A7 to an A13, we'll make it through the day. And then you got. So I'm playing it both ways there just to demonstrate. And then, another verse, B minor. That's what you need. That's what the people say. This is the 3rd time, so we're going to do that little chromatic. And now you could do like, just play an A like that, or you could go, if you want to get jazzy. But that's the sound in the background, you can hear it. Now, so he does 2 of them, and then you've got that little, again. Sounds nice when you actually play both of those different ways of doing it. The guitar solo is in C sharp minor, so your solo is going to be on that. pick up the electric in a minute and, you know, just give you a few tips on solo and do this. So that's 2. This is the 3rd time. And there's the little kind of chromatic. And then you're going to have to do the B. Then organ solo, back to the original key. Very clever, yeah? Now the organ solo is only 4 bars long. You'll see that on the chart if you go to Patreon and download it. And then he starts singing again. You know, he does another verse, does that, the little kind of, or, and then lets it hang on the E minor, and that's the end. So very simply kind of chordal, very simple chordally. So, you know, when you're soloing, you know, this is kind of where all the action kind of happens here, around about the 9th fret. So, you know, there's Chuck, as I call it. You know, and when I teach the blues scales, I teach them descending a lot. Why? Because they sound better if you're practicing. Instead of when you go to do your solo, you go. And nobody ever does that in the real world. You're going to be up this end. You're going to be on the higher notes because the more. You know, there's a commonality in music where you run down scales more than you run up them. You know, you can argue about that if you want, but it's a very common thing in bebop to go up an arpeggio and down scales. You know, but. Also, how many times you see kind of Clapton like ripping a lick on the top strings and then flurry down the neck, you know. When you go up, it's quite common to use like sliding scales as well. You know what I mean? When you're ascending, sliding pentatonics particularly. So when you're kind of working on soloing on this, let me put that. You know, there's the solo section. You've got C sharp minor, G sharp minor, C sharp minor, G sharp minor 3 times. A little skip down. You know, really just get into this position, you know. You don't have to worry about the changes. So when he goes to the G sharp minor, you know, you can go. You know, you can kind of, and I think I did that at the beginning. I was kind of outlining it. So you can see that when it goes to the G sharp minor, and then chromatically down. And I've written a 9 there as well because you can hear that 9 sound in the background. That's an F sharp 9. And then you've got that. And if you're playing, if you want to do something related to that chord, maybe use the B.B. King shape in B. And that gives it a slightly sweeter. So if I solo on it again. I love the way he does those little bursts of activity. And that's the G sharp, you know. And there's the B. So, you know, on the record you don't go around again, it goes back to the B minor. But really good fun just to let rip on that, and it feels like the right time of year to do this kind of thing. So head over to Patreon, because, you know, get the chart, take it to your jam session. No excuses then, and you've got this really nice tidy arrangement. You know, the subtle things that he does, like, you know, bringing the solo up a tone, you know, it's just 8 bar solo and then bringing it back down for the organ solo, 1 more verse and out. You know, it's kind of clever, simple, but, you know, and I think as well there's another testament to his great songwriting with Clapton. You know what I mean? If you know, this is just this is probably a 3rd tier Clapton song, you know, as in not very well known. But like I say I've said on other videos, if you're here, you're my kind of person, especially if you're kind of 10 minutes and 8 seconds in. But, you know, not most people wouldn't know this song. They're going to know maybe, you know, Layla and Wonderful Tonight or whatever. But they're probably not going to know Better Make It Through Today. Clapton fans will. But what an amazing song to be a third tier song in your catalogue. Anyway, keep it burning, guys. I might talk about the solo in depth on my Patreon Friday, and maybe a live stream on Sunday as well. So keep it burning. I hope you enjoyed that. Please say hello and you know, head over to Patreon, all that kind of thing. Whatever you feel, if you can support the channel in any way, by giving a thumbs up or joining Patreon, that's much appreciated, and we'll try and keep this rolling. Keep it burning.